with
Oh,
this?
look, it's utterly outrageous. It is a jobs tax. Every employee, every employer working in this country is going to be taxed by this government at a time when inflation's eating away their take-home pay. So if you're earning $60,000 a year, it's $830 a year that you're going to have off your take-home pay. And so essentially you've got to see it for what it is. This is a government that's looking to raise an awful amount of money to cover its addiction to spending, and it's another tax.
On point of principle, though, are you in favour of having a more continental European style social insurance scheme instead of the broader welfare system that we've got? Is that a discussion that you think is worth having, or do you think that a present arrangements more or less work?
Oh, look, I mean, our present arrangement, we will always have a safety net for people, and the National Party is deeply committed to that. But what this is something quite different. This is an actual tax on working New Zealanders. And again, it's a government that you just cannot trust on tax. They're a party that needs to find new ways of raising revenue to cover an inordinate amount of spending, and that's what this is. When you're earning $60,000 and you lose $834 off your annual income or take-home pay, that's what it is. It's a tax.
You've been running this line for months now. How do you feel that your message that the government is spending too much is resonating out there with the New Zealand public?
Oh, look, I think what's happening is the New Zealand public is seeing a government that is all spin, no delivery. It's seeing a huge amount of wasteful spending. It's seeing massive centralisation and huge bureaucracy being built up here in Wellington. And they're over it. They're seeing a government that's making tax grabs, wasting money, and you saw the cost of living payment, the KiwiSaver tax. Now we've got this new jobs tax. That's the reality of this government. It cannot get anything done.
Early on, I believe it might have been the day of or in the couple of weeks after you became leader, you said that in the next 6 months we should expect some substantial policy. And you'd said, and obviously you announced some changes to the welfare system at the National Conference and indexation of the tax system. What's next? When can we start? You talked a lot as well about proposing and opposing. So when are we going to expect to see a few more things proposed?
So we've been working on our policies, and we'll reveal our policy in some detail as we go into the election year, obviously. But I think we are finding the balance right of we've got to do our job as opposition and oppose. But if you think about our approach to crime and what we proposed around a gang plan and how we crack down on that to get the balance right. If I think about the tax indexation thresholds, which I think you and I spoke about first earlier in the year, some time ago, that's a much better response than what we've seen with this rinky-dink cost of living payment. And so and you've seen a program that says welfare that works about how we get young people off welfare into work, using our politics, principles and beliefs to do so. So there'll be more of it coming.
One of the things that I've noticed the last couple of days as you've been answering questions about Sam Uffindell is that you seem to be getting a little bit frustrated near the end. Are you finding this a key difference between being a leader in business and between being a leader in politics?
Oh no, I'd hate to give that impression. I actually love the job, and I really enjoyed the job. I'm absolutely loving every minute of it. So. And I have from day one, and I knew what I was getting into, and actually I find a lot of it's very transferable. If I think about the progress we've made in 9 months with our caucus and our team, if I think about the quality of the thinking that's starting to emerge, the engagement with our external sectors, we spend a lot of time outside Wellington as a team now, talking to sectors, talking to community service organisations, and that's the fun part of the job, seeing great New Zealanders doing amazing things across this country. So, no, I love the job. It's fantastic. And
what's coming up for you for the rest of the week? Obviously, the Prime Minister's away in New York. There's another sitting week next week. What's on the table for you for the rest of this week?
Oh, look, really, it's about as we go back into Parliament. You've seen some recent, in the last 24 hours, the work around the KiwiSaver tax and documents that were given and passed on to Grant Robertson and warned about don't do this sort of thing. Same on the cost of living payment going all over the place to people that are ineligible to it, and the government's got no real idea what's happening. So there's a lot of things to prosecute because the economy's going backwards, health outcomes are falling, education standards and attendance is at an all-time low. We've got a housing crisis still unsolved, and we've got rising levels of crime. So those are the issues that Kiwis care about. That's what they want us prosecuting.
And finally, the National Memorial Day for next Monday was passed into law late last night. What will you be doing next Monday?
I hope to be in Wellington at the memorial service, and so that'll be how I'll be spending and commemorating the Queen's life here in New Zealand.
Christopher Luxon, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for joining us from the Wellington Live studio this morning. Kia ora and have a good day.